Hi, HIMEUTSUGI here, and I've got a video on how to install and use the Jam Vault that was recently created for use with Midnight Muscadines by Pandion Games. Now, the Jam Vault is as in the name, it is a vault that was created to be used in Obsidian to, simplify gameplay for Midnight Muscadines if you're wanting to play the game digitally on the computer using Obsidian specifically. Now, I would be remiss to not mention the fact that Pandion Games has made Midnight Muscadines available in Markdown format. Strictly speaking, you don't have to use Obsidian in order to open Markdown files. There's plenty of other Markdown editors, but if you've been around my channel for a moment or two, you might know that Obsidian is pretty much my app of choice for solo TTRPGs, but also just for, Markdown, text editing, writing, in general. It's sort of my catch-all app that I use for all of those things. And so I'm looking specifically at using the Jam Vault today. Now, the Jam Vault was created by Noodlespoon with lots of coding and heavy lifting done by Intraclast as well. Those are names that you would recognize if you are in the Discord for Pandion Games. And so this video is just sort of a visual how-to on how to install the Jam Vault and then how to go on and use it. Okay, so the first things first, of course, is you need to download the Jam Vault, and don't worry, it is completely free. In the description box, I have put a link to it. So you can just click on that, download it, and then you want to extract it to somewhere that you can get to. Okay, you want to keep all of the files within a folder. Inside of the zip file, there's already a pre-made folder. You can rename the folder if you want to, but important thing is to put this folder somewhere that you can easily access. Now, if it's important to you that you are able to sync this file, or maybe you haven't thought about this, consider that if you want to be able to sync your Jam Vault across different devices, like maybe you have your computer at home, but you want to be able to access it from your laptop and solo play on the go, you just need to make sure that it's in this folder is within another folder that is synced, right, to some sort of cloud. You can also go the slightly more hands-on route of using like a USB stick, thumb drive of some sort that you can save that onto. That way you have it, it's portable, it's, accessible, however you want to do it. But anyway, so you want to export that, extract that somewhere, okay? So then, assuming you've got Obsidian open already, like I already have my own vault, but let's say I need to open this new vault. Right? So I'm going to click here. I actually just call my vault Obsidian. So from there I click on that and then there's this button that says Manage Vaults. If you are opening Obsidian for the first time, you may not have a vault at all, and then you'll just see this box, and that's fine. From this box, you want to open folder as vault. You click on open folder as vault, and then you go to wherever you extracted it to. I extracted it into my documents folder just for easy access, and so then I find it. Here it is, Jam Vault 7.8.26, and then I click this button that says select folder, and away we go. It does stop and ask you if you trust the author of this vault, mainly because this vault comes with the Solo RPG Toolkit plugin. This is a plugin that I've talked about extensively on my own channel, but it does come pre-installed in this vault, and that's why it's asking you to trust it. I say yes, that way you get access to the Solo RPG Toolkit. Also, this is a relatively new feature, but now Obsidian will automatically check for plugin updates, and so you can check this box and let it go. Now, this is a new vault, so if you had any plugins on your old vault for themes, they're not here anymore. So this is very eye-catching. I'll just leave it on the base, but I will change it to dark so that I can stop like searing everybody's eyeballs now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and full screen this so we can see it. Here we go. So they have this very nice README that explains how to use it. One big thing that you do have to do, so if you open the sidebar here, you'll see an icon that looks like a dice, and if you hover over it, it says Solo RPG Toolkit, so if you click on that, that leads you to this. There are 4 tabs here. This first one it says ideas, but it's really for random tables. I'm going to get back to that in a little while. This second one is for oracles. So you've got, this one is just built in to Solo RPG Toolkit. It doesn't look like they've changed anything. And then here, you have decks of cards. Now it says deck standards not found, and then it says fix now, so you want to click fix now, and then it fixes it. So the cool thing is Midnight Muscadines has its own deck of cards, and Pandion Games has made those images available so you can import it for use in virtual tabletops. So they have put it in here as well. So here's the Marmoteers deck, that's what you want. So that way, let's shuffle a few times. So that way, if you are playing the game and you want to draw a card from the Marmoteers deck, there it is. And if you're like, dang, that's small, how the heck am I supposed to read that? Don't worry, if you hover over it, it makes it bigger. So now you can read everything on the card. So I drew the 6 of clubs, and there's various things here. You can add a twist. Here's various oracles. So there's the no but. So there's like the answer to the yes no oracle. You gain some sort of advantage or action, whatever it is you need in this situation. This card offers multiple things for multiple situations. Okay, so if you see that red text, don't worry, just hit fix now, it'll fix it. But really for Midnight Muscadines, what you want is this Marmoteers deck. And then of course here you have the dice roller. So this is where you just click on things, it'll roll the dice for you for specific things that you need. There we go. Awesome. So tables here are under ideas. So all of the random roll tables are already imported in here for you, and they are listed out. So we have separate ones, of course. So if you click on this drop down, these 3 at the top are ones that are automatically in Solo RPG Toolkit, so we can ignore those. The ones that are specifically for Midnight Muscadines are the ones with this MM prefix. So MM happenings, MM places, MM oracles, MM people, and items. Okay, so you can click on any of these, and here in the README, they do describe what each of those entail, so you can read that and see. So here within happenings, there's all these other, so there's a lot of like sub tables, right? So these are the 4 categories, and then within the categories, let's say it's a happening, oh, it's a travel encounter, I click that and I get, oh, mischievous pixies. Okay, and the cool thing about this is if you click on where it says mischievous pixies, it will actually copy it to your clipboard. So as you are playing, so I'm gonna make a new note here. So if I'm dealing with mischievous pixies, just maybe I could do something like this, encounter mischievous pixies. Oh my gosh, this feels so weird. I don't have click clack because that's not, hang on. We gotta have click clack. I get asked about this all the time. So if this is your first video from me, very important community plugin that you need right away is one called click clack, because it adds all of these wonderful little sounds. So I want an old typewriter. That's great. Okay, so now with that enabled, there we go. There. Well, now it's correct. Sorry, have to add that. It's just a little strange without it. But yeah, so it is nice because you can copy paste. Now, mischievous pixies isn't particularly long, but sometimes you may get results that are quite long, and it's nice to be able to just sort of copy paste it without having to type out the whole thing. So that is there. Okay, so now that we've basically got everything installed, I want to get into the usage of this vault and how it can help your actual gameplay. Actually, I lied. There is one last thing that we have to do before we can officially dive in. So if you'll follow me, you're gonna go down here to the little settings cogwheel, and then down to where it says templates here on the left. And you want to set a folder for the templates, which conveniently they've already made one for you in this vault. It's simply called templates. So once you click this little thing, then you click templates, and then you're good to go. You'll see in a minute why I like that, okay? But set this first, trust me. Okay, so now that's there. Okay, so let's dive into a couple of things in that templates folder that I just talked about, okay? So the first thing is the character sheet. So I'd like to create that character sheet. I already did it beforehand, but just so you can see it, you can click on this and you can see the character sheet template, and then you can simply right click it and make a copy of it. If I were you, I just make sure that the copy is not inside the templates folder. So I did that, made a copy, I called it Amara, but I think actually what would be helpful for you guys is to see this in use. So I'm going to go ahead and copy over my actual character sheet from my solo campaign. All right, so this is Aigo. I know it's supposed to have the double dots on the U, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So I'm just going to quickly transfer over the information about Igel onto this sheet so you can see what this looks like. Okay, so Igel is a she-they. Okay, she is a wordling. And her background is a honey warden. And her style is a Shadow Moss Collector. And then her funny quirk is that she's an endless hummer. I'm not sure why this... There. Make it consistent. There we go. Alright. She is not in the Cloud Coven. Alright. And the nice thing is, the guilds and things are all linked in here, so as I start typing Verd, you can see Verdengard, so even though I misspelled it, if I just go back a little bit there. So here, if you see in the linking files, all of these things are actually already taken from the SRD and just put here, so that's nice and convenient. But that's where they are, and because they're there, autocomplete is a thing. So, for example, I could not remember the name of the guild, I just knew it started with a V, but once I start typing... Oh, well, this is the only one that has guild. Haha. Right? So that's nice. Then that way, in the future, if you're playing and you're like, shoot, what was that Verdengard guild about? You can click on it, and it's got all this information there. So that's very, very handy. Okay, so back to that. So her attributes. So here we've got to make some changes. So this uses code from the Solo RPG Toolkit. But yeah, so she's got a D4 for her strength. D6 for dexterity, so I'll leave that one. Willpower is a D10. And then her heart is a D6 as well, so I'll just leave those. Her endurance max is 8. And then her current is also 8. Actually, I'm gonna do this instead, just to show y'all. So instead of having the max there, you can actually, with this counter, I'll say her max is 8. She currently has 8, so I can actually just type 8/8, and it looks like that. So when I go plus minus, it'll go from the top number to show like her current amount. So actually I'll just, where it says current. This is my personal preference here. And then if you want to change the max, of course, you can just click in the middle and then change that second number. Or if you right click the minus and the plus, it'll change the max. So if you left click the minus or plus here, it'll just subtract from like her current amount, your character's current amount. But if you right click, it'll change the max instead. Okay, so helpful little thing there. Her protection is a D8. It doesn't seem like I have any, there's no plus to it. She's not currently damaged. And then I have 3 experience things. So these are check boxes. So I'm just going to fill in that she's got 3 experience. And then she currently has 4 renown. Okay, for her magic, she's got, let's see, D6. It has a heart, so it's ship sign. Can't read my own handwriting. I think this says hurt a target. Okay, so currently on the jam usage track, it has not been used. So the impact die is a D6 and so on and so forth. So that is her magical jar. And then I have her abilities. I'm not going to copy the abilities down right now because we're not, I'm just demonstrating the dice usage, so I'm going to leave those down. But here for the inventory, I do want to list that. So here's her items. That's important because they do have an impact die. That way I can show y'all what the different things look like here. So items. This is the lantern maw candle. Here, this is the fallen star fragments. Okay. I'm just gonna, so it's all on one line. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna worry about her gear and her other stuff right now, but this is her character sheet. And down here you have a place to keep track of cards and things. I'm not gonna worry about that right now, but I did want to fill it out so y'all could sort of see what this looks like filled out. The nice thing about this is with Solo RPG Toolkit, all of these dice are actually rollable. So if I'm rolling for strength, I just have to click this little button, right? Ooh, here's 5 for willpower, and so on and so forth. So you can click on it right there. That is nice. Now, it does have the dice rollers here, so if you don't want to use those, you don't have to, but it's convenient that it's all on the sheet. And I will show you why this is convenient, because let's say I'm playing my session notes, I'm gonna open my character sheet to the right, and bam. Okay, so you can see here that I can have both on screen at the same time. So let's say that Igel is coming across the mischievous pixies, and this is where the template comes into play. So you're going to use the Control P to pull up this panel, and it's here for me at the very top because I use it a lot. But if you don't, you just start typing template, and then you'll see the command for insert template. I want to insert, let's call it just a challenge, right? So this challenge is the mischievous pixie. It has a difficulty rating of, I don't know, 3, and a resolve rating of 2. I don't know, not a particularly, like, let's see. And then this is where you can erase this and put a description, so I'm just gonna, you know, write out some stuff. Okay, so Igel encounters a mischievous pixie who will not let her pass until she solves their riddle. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night? Well, we did not say that this pixie is particularly good at riddles. Okay, they're doing their best. Okay, so with that, let's say that it's a willpower check. You know, I think that makes sense. And if you're like, hey, I forgot what willpower does. Hey, there's a thing here. I can click on this and see. Oh, willpower is perceive, solve, analyze, focus. Perfect, that's what I need. So let's do that. So with a difficulty rating of 5, I just need to, you know, or no, sorry, not 5, 3. Why did I put 5? I'm trying to make it more difficult for myself or something. Okay, so do I have any impact die that I think will help in this particular situation? Oh, she's got this candle. I don't think so. I don't think she has anything. By default, my impact die is just a d6, so it is a 5 plus 4. Great, so I beat the 3, so that is a success. Actually, if I'm being exact, every multiple of the DR counts as another success, so since I rolled a 9, that's actually 3 successes, because 3, 6, 9, so I've cleared it in one go. Yippee! So Igel answers the pixie's riddle with aplomb. Yippee! But yeah, so hopefully you can see from this how you can insert the templates into your notes as you go, and it uses the callouts, so it's very pretty. So this was the challenge, but just so you can see what the other ones look like, although the way you fill them out are very similar. So Control P, insert template, here's an adversary, so same thing, setting these values, typing out your notes, the role play aspect of like what's actually happening here, then rolling for your outcome. So this is all here for you. And then lastly, we have just the plain old check, which looks like that. I do appreciate that they're all different colors too, so that makes them stand out in the text. Now, I had my character sheet open to the right here, but if you wanted to, you could also split this down, you know, So you could, for example, have the, so you could do this. That way you have the cards here, you've got the roll tables here, and then I can split down. And then down here, I can put the character sheet. So I could have my notes here, the sidebar here, so I can see the cards, right? And have my character sheet down here to look at. And you can even change the size. So if I want my notes to be bigger and my character sheet to be smaller, like really I mainly just need this part here to roll, then you can do that. Have it split, have it split so that you can see. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that you can adjust the layout to work for you. I think this is nice. I personally am a big fan of the character sheet in the footer. Y'all have seen that if you've been on my channel at all. I usually have a different footer template that I have down here with kind of the most important information, but especially if you're using these to roll, you definitely want this down here, easy to reach. Whereas, hey, you want to have these cards in easy view, like that way you can draw from the deck and get something, or you can have your things here to roll on, like, okay, where are we going now? It is a settlement. So it's a landmark, bioluminescent glade, right? The settlement near a bioluminescent glade with scrub wool, but then they have this issue of predatory forest creatures that they probably need your help to deal with, right? So all of this is right here, and so it makes it a lot easier to play the game without necessarily having to flip through the rulebook all the time or having to stop a lot, because, and this is something I showed earlier, even on the character sheet, where if you're like, hey, what does protection do anyways? And if you hold down the control button and hover over it, it comes up as like a little tooltip, like this instead, right? So then you don't even need to open it in another window, it just opens up this way. So that's with the control button, right? So same thing with control, and then willpower. Willpower, perceive, solve, analyze, focus. Okay, control for heart. So that's a nice other little thing that you can do, is use the control button. If you're like, oh, abilities, there you go. So it's all here and really easy to use, I think, and really easy to see. So I highly recommend that you experiment with different themes. I would highly recommend using a Callout Manager type plugin. In the README, they also have a couple of different plugins that they recommend down here that you can use. tldraw. I personally like tldraw, but tldraw I know is really popular. Themes, as I just mentioned. The Callout Manager, that way you can create different callouts, or if you want to change the colors of the 3 callouts that you're already using in this game, that's there. This also has a couple of other things, like how you can customize the card size in here. They have some other instructions for the character sheet, so I know I sort of glossed over it, but I highly recommend going through the README when you can. I also did see that they dropped my link here. That's so sweet. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't watched my how to play solo TTRPGs in Obsidian, I will link to that at the end of this video so you can watch it as well. But yeah, I think this is a really solid vault that already comes pre-built with so many great features that make Midnight Muscadines a lot easier to play. And so if you're playing this by yourself or even with a group, highly recommend having a look at this vault. Plus you can't beat the price of free, and really appreciate people in the community being so generous and giving their time to make things more convenient for the rest of us in this niche, you know. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or I'm sure you can leave questions in the comments on the itch page for the Jam Vault, and I'm sure they'd be happy to answer your questions there as well, or on the Pantheon Games Discord. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. I hope this helps make your adventures in the land of Nim easier to do. Have a wonderful day.